Bostonians wearing jackets in the summer. That does not happen at home.
No, it's really nice. I woke up, it was 48 degrees. And one of my buddies sent a picture at home. He goes, it was 102. I said, yeah, that sucks to be you. I didn't really say that. I said, I'm sorry for you. But yeah.
Well, we are celebrating our 15th anniversary today. We were married July 9th at the Beaver Creek Chapel. We had our first date in Vail, and I blame everything on altitude and alcohol, but we are not going to address that on the air today.
Wow. Oh, and since we're talking about it, we had our reception at the Grouse Mountain Grill, and we're going to have dinner there tonight also.
Aw. Very sweet, nice. Yes. But the other thing is most of you guys out there watching us from all over the country, but mostly in Houston, we've seen such a big trend of people staying domestic this year. We were supposed to be in Capri, Italy. We were supposed to leave on the 6th to arrive. And even though it's totally safe there, they closed down all of the flights. So we can't be in Italy, so we brought Italy to you. These are two of our closest friends at Vail. We get to see them and hang out with them sometimes more than our friends in Houston because we come so often. But Luca and Jen Bruno. Luca is from Torino, Italy, and he still has the fabulous accent. And of course, like most male and female businesses, he has a strong wife behind him. Exactly. Or sometimes we're leading them. But we're going to start today. We are living the authentic life. And each week on Thursdays at 10 a.m., we come to you from wherever we are in the world, and we talk to interesting people about commitment, connection, and how they know it's real. And these two people are so real. And we're going to talk about being a business owner in COVID, about pivoting with COVID, and just about the whole journey of living in a resort town and being so affected by the snow, or if people are going to come, or the wet of what's happening in the world. And so many people from around the world come here. This was also the epicenter, one of the 3 top epicenters for the outbreak of COVID.
In early. February, March. Yeah.
Yes. So I have to give a big shout out before I forget to Adam Andrus, our sound engineer in Houston. We could not be here without his help, and we love him. So why don't we tell us, Jen, you have been here even longer than Luca, 27 years I added up, and you're a New Yorker in Vail. Like, who does that?
I actually think New York has given up their rights to me because I've spent more than half of my life now in Vail, Colorado, which seems incredible. I still have a little bit of a New York attitude.
Which is good because we love New York. And
yes.
So many of our closest friends live there, and they come to Vail.
They do, and it's really so nice for me. I think it was 3 weeks ago, I met some people who have since moved to Denver, but this gentleman worked with my grandfather at United Parcel Service in New York. So, I mean, it's incredible how living in a little town of 5,000 year-round residents, the number of people we meet from all over the world, but then you meet someone who has such a personal connection, and it just really resonates. I mean, I think we all sat at our front desk with goosebumps. Because he, like, the moment I said what my grandfather had done for UPS, he, like, said his name. And, you know, he passed over 25 years ago. So it's just.
That makes me cry. That's
I know,
so cool. And our friends, we were just in Telluride. Big shout out to the Pierces for hosting us there. And they rode on the gondola in Telluride with one of the groomsmen in their wedding's brother. And finally put it together. And that's what I love about this small town atmosphere is it's a big city and a small town. Okay, so Italy to Vail, how'd you do that? What's up with that?
We have like 7,000 miles, right? No, I did study in San Francisco.
Okay.
So I left Italy in 1993. I went to learning English, how much I can speak, in San Francisco, and I came to Vail in 94. In 96, we met, 95 we met, Jen and I,
boys,
Yeah,
the dates,
find
they
the
get
dates are
confused.
very
It was a
confused.
hazy year.
Easy, super easy here, a lot of drinking.
Altitude and
Yeah,
alcohol.
altitude and
There we
alcohol.
go. It's a
Yeah, so
trend.
remember 8150, okay? And nothing like I came to Vail, and then I did work for Colorado Rain. And then, and after that, my dream, and then I did involve Jen, and then she's now the leader of the store, but I guess she's fantastic what she's doing. So we created this store. Luca Bruno first. The Luca Bruno was actually next to Sweet Basil in Vail Village. And now we did open in 2006 this location in Tesson, which is actually a boutique leader hotel in North America, in the world. It's a great hotel, 5-star hotel. And now we're here talking to you guys.
No, we love it.
Fun. You know, you guys are very good friends, so what we do, it's just fun, and then thanks for involving us for this great situation. So thank you.
Well, Texans, we run away from the climate in the summer to come to the mountains. I skied here for the first time in 1972.
Oh,
We bought our first.
1972. Wait a second.
I know.
You said you were 39.
Exactly.
The math
I know the
doesn't
math
work.
isn't working. Exactly.
Jesus.
But 1972 was my first year to ski here, and then we bought a place here in 1984, and then sold in the 90s when construction was kind of crazy in Texas. And being entrepreneurs, my father owning a marble and granite business, there were highs and lows, and thank God we were able to come back in the early 2000s. I think it was 2002 or 3, and I remember walking in the store. You had a Parmesan cheese display.
The big wheel.
The big wheel.
Big wheel.
And my father was like, "Oh, an Italian," and you guys shared some comments together, and I thought you were so cool.
Absolutely,
And I met Jen, and I was like, "Oh my God, they're living my dream." Yes, go ahead. We're all very casual here. This is live. It's real world.
You know what's funny about that whole story is every night we would take pieces that we hadn't, that people hadn't eaten, and we'd ground them up. And by Christmas time, it looked like we were running a cartel.
You had so
Ziploc
much
bags
shit.
of Parmesan cheese
No, but-
stacked in our refrigerator.
But the incredible part, so every night, we actually shut down the store around 9 o'clock, right? At 9 o'clock, we shut down the store. But, and I was putting the car across from the store and picked up this huge wheel of cheese and put it in the car. But you got to think about it. Over here, it was actually probably 20 below zero or something like that. It was cold. So the Parmigiano, it was actually outside all day, all evening in the car. So it was when we opened the door at 7 a.m. or so, 8:30 a.m. to go back to work, the smell was really I remember the day that driving the car, the Grand Cherokee, and then and that's why it was very unique.
It was a mouse's greatest dream.
It was.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
so
Especially with the bears.
we had you guys over to dinner at our house, and even though my father's Italian and my mom's a great authentic chef, we bought that Parmesan in the can, and every time we pulled that out, we remember that you were so insulted. It's like when you're with an Italian and they order milk after eating seafood, you were so offended by the Parmesan in the can.
Yeah,
I remember that.
We actually, our youngest son, Teddy, when he was about 7 or 8 years old, asked Santa Claus for a wheel of Parmigiano.
Oh my
We
God.
did. Santa Claus came with a wheel of Parmigiano. I was a quarter of a wheel of Parmigiano.
Okay, so your boys are absolutely adorable, and they get to ski almost every day. So tell us about raising a family in Vail. How is it tough to be in such a small town, but yet you're exposed to the most amazing things in the world. The best singers come through here. Incredible.
The dancers.
The Bravo. You've been so involved with Bravo on the advisory board. Like, what is it to raise a family here?
You know what? I think it's such a great environment because they're outside, they're active. Our village is so safe. You know, I remember the kids hopping on the bus on their own. We have a free bus system, which is incredible. When they were like 4 or 5, just to go from one store to the other. You know, you just get to know, you know, your neighbors. Everyone's kind of, it really focuses on community who lives here. You know, I joke that they'll never be able to get a drink in Vail until they're actually 21.
They will not.
because they know
Everybody knows
everyone.
the Bruno voice.
So the question you actually ask is very, very nice because what happened, I remember our UPS guy, Rob, and it was fantastic, this guy. One day was actually a few years ago, really like probably 6, 7, even more, 10 years ago. Luca, I just saw your son at the Austrian house stealing cookies. No, not stealing, but grabbing cookies.
Yes.
For like it was, you know, I was a very young boy, so for like, okay, maybe we lost Alessandro. What do we do now? For like, and it's pretty sweet because the UPS guy, which is actually a very good friend of ours,
Yes.
actually he's actually moving to Georgetown. That was the community. Everybody, we know each other, and that's great.
For the good and bad, though, because then you probably don't have any privacy.
The bad
sometimes,
one,
too.
yeah, it's actually incredible. You're right. In that. And like, you know, we had a collaboration with Anatomy, this company in Denver, and it's funny because I was like, so I became friends through to the blogs, but people thought, who is this guy? Why he doesn't have his accent? And I was then like, you know,
I love
hi,
this.
hi, I'm Luca, hi. And people are like, who is he?
Who's
Like,
that guy?
correct, because everything is actually right now, it's all like that, you know, like it's all in texting, social media, and I prove a fact I don't check that myself. So what happened, it was so funny, but it was great because now I know people in Denver in Cherry Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go, hey, look, let's go for a beer or like go for a martini or something. You know, that's the fun.
So tell us about the collaboration.
Well, we've carried Anatomy for how many years now?
Oh dear, like 6, 7 years, right? I know. Like we actually we had a store in Solaris. And this gentleman, which is actually Sean Boyer, which is the designer and co-owner of the company with Kate Boyer, that are based in Miami Beach, came to the store. He walked in different stores in Vail, and saw what happened. He really liked our store, our attitude doing business. So, and I like his concept also. They actually doing at that moment they did a trunk show at the Inspirato upstairs at the Solaris, which is actually not only a property management, you can rent houses around the world, luxury property management or something like that. So long story short, I feel like, oh, I really like your store. Do you mind to come over and see the collection upstairs? We usually, and that's something Jen and I we do business. We usually don't. People that walk into the store, we don't want to buy anything. No, we want to go to the trade show. It can be New York, Milano, Los Angeles, or Las Vegas. Long story short,
When we used to have trade shows.
Yes, now we do virtual. Virtual. I touch the fabrics, I can't. Okay, that's fine. So we went upstairs actually by myself. Like, okay, I do like the collection. But listen, we're leaving for Arizona, Scottsdale. Come over at 7 a.m. at the Four Seasons. Oh, at the Four Seasons, 7 a.m. Okay.
You're like,
what the hell is happening here? So like, menage a trois. No, menage a four.
He did have to drag me.
Yeah, so
it's
like
so early for Vail.
7
Nobody
a.m.
does anything
These guys
other than get on a powder run.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're in a bathrobe. Actually, they actually change everything. They actually prepare a very, very small rack of the collection. And we thought, whoa, that's incredible. It's really cool, the concept. She's super smart. I love her because we love her. We love Kate and Sean. And so we start buying the collection, and that's it. You know, we open a store we had a store in Denver. Unfortunately, COVID. I had our friends COVID.
COVID's a challenge for all of us.
It's a challenge, a very challenge. So we just froze the store. We have to decide if we reopen or not. But our landlord in Denver, they're very open. So long story short, we go back to the collection. It's a great collection. It's actually lifestyle, travel.
Well, what's really incredible about it is It's all made in Italy or Bulgaria, so all made in Europe. The company's based out of Miami, so you're really supporting, an American great company. Our clients wear the pants and the clothing, hiking, biking, golfing. But when you're traveling, you can fit 3 of their pants, 2 of their shirts, and 1 of their jackets in this little cube.
Oh, wow.
You can go away for 2 weeks with 3 of these cubes and mix and match everything because they keep the color palette just very classic but simple. They don't add a lot of patterns. When they add patterns, it's tough to keep in stock.
Well, I love
they are
this.
so incredible.
Or you showed you could wear it this way as a boat neck or on the back as a V-neck.
Yeah.
It's so transitional. And the pants that I own are also don't wrinkle, and that's what I love as travelers. Is that you can see my pants today are wrinkled. When you're constantly when we used to travel.
Yeah. Well, and when you are traveling one day in the very near future, hopefully, if your pants get dirty, wash them in the sink. You can take a blow dryer, and they'll be dry in 8.5 minutes, which is crazy. But the most incredible part about this brand, and having been a fashion buyer for quite a long time, is a lot of brands really have a very narrow focus on who their consumer is. This brand has a wide net, and it's every woman. They run extra small through extra large, and if you're 18 and a size 2, there's something for you. If you're 18 and a size 14, there's something for you. I also have 86-year-old regular customers. And I think, as we move forward in fashion, I think we have to be less exclusive and more inclusive. And that's what I really feel is great about this brand, because as a shop owner, I feel like a lot of small boutiques also have a narrow focus. And I think it's really important that every shop look at every woman and make them feel welcome, not only with a smile, but with opportunities to find things that they feel great in. Yeah. I think the best part about being a shop owner is having a woman come in who's uncomfortable about trying on new things, and she walks out of a dressing room with a huge smile, and it just makes you feel so happy because, it's important to have clothing, obviously, because you get a ticket for walking around naked. But it's also a great way to build up self-esteem.
Well, I saw that when COVID hit. I was really apprehensive about marketing our brand during that time. I thought, is it appropriate to talk about luxury and fashion? And I have realized that fashion is creativity. It's an expression.
Yes.
People turn to it as an outlet to find joy. And I completely, and in researching you guys, I'm going to read some things from the Vail Daily 2006. You talked about Italian fashion is as much a part of everyday life as wine. That's what we love so much about going to Italy, is people are stylish in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. And that's what Luca Bruno doing you have enabled us to dress casually and still look chic and not walk around in workout clothes.
Timeless.
Yes.
Correct.
It's
High
not
quality,
going
high
out of
quality,
style.
that's not trendy, but great stuff.
Right, but like you guys, let's think about it. Okay, you're selling beautiful handbags, great watches. Behind it, when people they walk into the store, you gotta think about who built the watch, who's actually the industry behind that, and people like us working. It's very, very important tonight to think about it. It's not just a piece of clothing or like a watch or anything else. It's actually people that really stitching the handbags. People that wake up in the morning, they actually feed in the kids. They do everything in Italy. Like I was at the factory of Brunello Cucinelli.
Oh, yes.
These guys, there are 2 sisters, and one of the sisters, I don't remember, Paolo. They're doing that. They actually
work.
They actually work. Like actually, you see like people. It's not as magical if you have I don't put prices, but any luxury item or it can be a T-shirt or anything. People are working. So yes, it's creativity. It's also it's a hard work.
But it's passion too. You guys have passion. Jen was smiling and talking about the clothes and having her 86-year-old client that she can help dress in this stuff. I still can't get past that you can put 3 pairs of pants and 2 shirts in it's baffling to me.
Take for granted she can sell an Eskimo
Ice cream.
ice cream. So like a block of ice. So, but she's great.
But what's also great about this brand is I think, you know, probably all over the world, but I think we've become this cookie cutter, maybe just in Vail, but probably all over, where we buy our black leggings and we wear a t-shirt and maybe we wear like a cardigan over it. And there's a whole lot of sameness right now. Well, this at least like provides the same function,
Yeah.
their pants, as that black legging. But you can actually look a little more stylish and put together. But you can actually like hike. I mean, I have clients who buy these pants specifically for hiking, which I think is kind of crazy because I mean, you can go out to dinner in them too. You can, but you know, it's just opening up our world to a little more color and style and just excitement in our clothing. And what was funny about COVID was I felt the same way you did. Like I kind of like took a whole lot of steps back. I didn't feel like it was appropriate to be pushing clothing because you just don't know what people are going through. But when people would reach out to me, I would tell them about the coziest line I have, and just soft and comforting. And that's another thing that fashion does. It can make you feel good in many different ways. But I loved the comfort of finding those fabrics that were not necessarily expensive, but provided a soothing moment.
Well, we were listening on the news yesterday, and Brooks Brothers closed after 200 years. I
They
mean,
dressed 40 presidents.
it brings tears to my eyes, and it's been a crazy journey. And that's the other thing, is supporting local businesses. I mean, we have definitely cut back on how much we spend, but as soon as our local restaurant in Houston opened, we went to go eat there, and
Immediately.
because you want to support the people that are part of the community, and you guys are such a part of the community.
I'm on the Vail Town Council.
You were Mayor Pro Tem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of very wealthy, significant people that move to Vail that have very strong opinions. So I think you probably dealt with a lot of really tough New Yorkers
We
and
call it passion.
yeah, and Houstonians with lots of ideas. So, I mean, how has Vail managed COVID? How did Vail manage closing the week of spring break and not getting all that revenue from a business aspect?
It was a bit of a shock because you know, it was sudden. I think we all felt like it was going to happen, and then Vail Resorts shut down their mountains on a Saturday, and we had a lot of guests flying in that day, which was interesting.
Yeah, we were supposed to fly in on that Friday, and we canceled earlier. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
Had the bags ready, and today goes, this is going to be a shit show. She goes, we can't do it. We've got to cancel.
Mm-hmm.
And as we canceled, then we get an email from United Airlines that it was canceled. Then we called you guys and said, what's going on? And you're like, the town's shutting down.
And it was a fast and quick shutdown. We were, you mentioned before, we were per capita number 3 in the country as far as cases. But then, due to some incredible collaboration between our local municipalities, Vail, Avon, Eagle County, the town of Eagle, and Vail Health, which is a small regional hospital with the strongest muscles in the world. I mean, it's incredible, their leadership through this all. And we're now the only county in Colorado that the governor allowed to go to stage 3 as far as, you know, our openness. And, you know, there's been a lot of fear among locals as tourists from all over descend upon us. But at the same time, I've seen great measures from everyone to maintain safety and maintain social distance. And obviously there's going to be 1 or 2 people who aren't wearing a mask, and it freaks out people. But I think we all have to find our comfort level. We all have to understand that the cliche, we're all in this together, but we are. And we're all hoping that we can get to the winter. But the leadership I've seen from the county and Vail Health most especially, I mean, we just like hit the jackpot with the leadership over there. And they we test at one point, our little county had tested more people per capita than any other county in the United States. And the only other entity that had tested more than us was Iceland. per capita.
Wow. And they
which
were,
is crazy.
yeah, they were the prototype of the most aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I just applaud Vail. We had a crazy experience when Bella was 6 weeks old. A rabid bat crawled in our house and died. And so at that time, she was the youngest child in the country to ever receive rabies shots. And we went to our pediatrician in town and connected with her, and she had reached out to Denver Hospital. And that's the other thing I love about Vail is that even though it's a small town, you have every amenity of a big city. You have the Studman Clinic here. I mean, you have amazing people fly here to get their knees operated on. I mean, there is the best medical
Orthopedic surgeons up here, by far the best in the world.
Yeah, you're right.
No, and shout out to them for sure because they've helped a lot of us learn how to walk again and ski again and do it without
even
pain.
with cancer patients, it's amazing what they've done with, is it Jack's House, I believe?
Yep.
They allow people, and I've, as
Basically
many,
free of cost.
yes, and I've, as many of you know, I've been a huge supporter of research for pediatric cancer because of our godchild having cancer, and we've done readings of our book at the Vail Library, and it's just been, it's our home away from home. And so many people say, okay, I'm going to Vail in the summer. What do I pack? What do I wear? I'm going to Vail in the winter. So let's talk about fashion in Vail. It's not as casual as Telluride, and it's not as dressy as Aspen. So if people are saying, Jen and Luca, I'm a guy, I'm a girl, what do I pack to wear in Vail?
That's a loaded question.
It is so loaded.
Yeah.
The other day I had a woman who was staying for a month, I believe from Houston, and she was like, I packed 2 suitcases and I packed all the wrong things. And that happens. I just read somewhere the other day that someone was reviewing a dress and said it was very local style, which is so ambiguous.
Yes,
it just
but a
doesn't-
compliment.
Yeah, what I feel like is wear what's comfortable. You should always bring enough layers to get you through one of our crazy 20-degree July nights, which can happen.
We've had it snow on 4th of July at the parade before,
Yeah.
years ago, when we had a parade, but we had a simulated parade this year.
Yes, it was a stationary parade. We had
Pretty cool.
hail in the afternoon. So you just go, and then it was beautiful and sunny 2 hours later. The joke is, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes.
Yeah, not even a day, 10 minutes.
Yeah. I used to say, the dressiest we get in Vail is like, bring something in case you have brunch with your grandmother.
Correct.
Oh, I love that saying.
Yeah.
And I also tell people only wedges because of our cobblestone streets.
Yeah.
Don't bring boots with heels.
Right.
But you can bring a wedge if you need, because at 5'2", I always like a little height. So I have my wedges on today that I actually bought in Italy on a trip, and but then also flats, because I feel like you can everywhere you're going. And now, thank God, sneakers are in style.
Yeah.
Because you can wear sneakers with everything. Exactly.
And if you come here, make sure, like, if you like hiking, have a good pair of hiking shoes. I mean, this year has been a little treacherous on the hiking trails because we had such an early runoff. A lot of like waterproof hiking shoes make sense these days. But bring clothing for active wear. Bring clothing for just strolling around. You don't need anything too dressy, but you need a leather jacket or something a little warmer.
This was one of my anniversary gifts that I bought from you guys. And what I love is,
I bought, but it's our family money, so yes, she gets credit. But I'm getting credit because today is the anniversary, and I'm gonna play this all day. That was part of her gift. But
and what I read is that you guys pick unique, different things. And the other thing I loved is that when people go on vacation, they buy things that are a memory. And I'm a big part of that. Like whenever I travel somewhere, I like to buy something that's a memory. When we honeymooned in Italy, I bought an Hermes belt.
I had no idea how expensive what I was getting into then, but that's another story. I learned the simplest way to make this work as a marriage is don't complain about the shopping, just to out-earn her. So I work 7 days a week now, but it's all good.
Whatever.
Yeah, there we go. I'm in trouble again.
Tell us, what does Italian fashion mean, Luca, and how do you guys help people, the American tourist, kind of look more stylish like an Italian?
Right now, like, after COVID, but like during COVID, we shrink a little bit the collection, and we're going to come back with the Italian product and everything else, and actually they producing in Italy and everything else, shirts,
Jackets,
overcoats,
this is
overcoats. It's
Luca
actually
Jen.
this jacket from France. It's called Hartford, which is a line we did carry last year. And but with the great part of Italian product right now, it's not about price. It's not about the big luxury. It's actually be comfortable. You know, like you just told me one thing, like sneakers, right? You remember? So the sneakers, it's huge now. They actually, you're wearing, you're going to Italy, you're going to a bank, or you're going to your lawyer, or doing anything. People are wearing jacket and sneakers. So it's actually incredible the way we are more comfortable.
Yes.
Then we are more comfortable. The difference from our parents or grandparents, the people like, wearing the jackets right now because the show. But usually I'm wearing, just a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and a nice belt and sneakers, and I love it. It's very versatile, versatility. I don't know exactly, but it's very comfortable. And then when you go out, you don't feel just, you feel very, really nice. And then, yes, I like shirt tucking in, not tucking out. Myself, in Italy we really don't do that. So that fashion for me doesn't apply in my wardrobe. But they did before a little bit. But now it's actually more comfortable. You have to be comfortable. For example, my boys. My boys, Alessandro is more casual. Eduardo is really more, like a jeans, collar, coordinate, everything have to be perfect. And that's very cool. And that's what you see people around, they're very comfortable. And unfortunately, we lost all the events, which is the Vail Colorado and everything else. Not completely, hopefully. So, okay, good. I didn't know that.
Well, let's talk about that, because people worry that there's not things to do in Vail, that things are canceled, and there's so much to still do in Vail.
Oh, yes.
Vail is not canceled.
And there's actually a Bravo performance tonight, and the Gerald Ford Amphitheater, which normally hosts about 3,000 people, will now host 175.
But tell them what Bravo is.
So Bravo is an outdoor music festival that happens in the summertime. They do have a few indoor events. They offer like free chamber music at our chapel, which is incredible, but not this year. But they have brought in world-class orchestras. It's been incredible.
And that's at the Ford Amphitheater?
At the Ford Amphitheater. But then they have smaller events throughout the town. But this year they'll have, I believe, 6 events at the Ford Amphitheater. Usually we host the Dallas Symphony, which is incredible, the Philadelphia Symphony, and then it ends with the New York Philharmonic. How incredible is that for a little mountain town? You come here and you see the greatest orchestra in the world, and you look at
the setting's unbelievable. The theater's unreal.
It's
and
incredible.
You can,
and then squirrels run across the stage.
And the birds.
and the birds fly in.
Yeah, and sometimes it rains really hard, but when you're in the covered seats, it's great. But the people in the lawns all of a sudden cover themselves up, and they don't lose their beat.
Yeah, I know.
There's one year where there was this opera diva, and she was singing, and there was this huge downpour, and the orchestra is covered by a roof and about half of the seats, and the rain was so hard that she thought people were applauding her, and she's looking around, and it was the rain because everyone was too cold to clap, and that's a rare night when it gets that cold.
Oh my God.
It happens. Usually you get these bluebird sky days. I mean, our skies are just incredible.
300 days a year plus of sunshine in Colorado.
Yeah, no humidity.
No mosquitoes, or very few mosquitoes. Tell you right ahead. Mosquitoes this week.
It did.
We
Vail
don't
doesn't
We don't
have
have Vail. They're not allowed.
allow them.
There you go. Seriously? So they were.
And she would know. She was mayor pro tem for years. I know. That's so funny. Well, I travel the world shopping, and I always save some of my shop. And I have a budget, like most people I know. And I'm wearing Gucci pants that again are comfortable because they have the elastic in the back, and I'm now shopping for comfort. But I'm also trying to buy less, and I think that's part of the Italian lifestyle too, is you buy specific pieces that last. You guys are on trend, but also classic in the way that you're choosing it. And to me, that's what Italian style is. You couldn't own it for 20 years and then add one new or two new things a year to it to just stay on trend with what's happening. And you guys are familiar with all those things that are happening. And I was able to go to with Wakapan and go to that show in Milan, but you guys are buying from the most incredible places, but you're also a local business. And have you found that some businesses in Vail are closing? Have you seen that transition happening? And yet you guys are still here 20-something years later.
You know, I think we have a fantastic friend, which is actually our landlord, which is actually in Sonina, Johannes Feisler, Rosanna Feisler. They're fantastic people. And we team up. The only thing we can do is team up. About the rent. We talking to each other almost every week, because we need to figure it out what is going to happen.
Yes.
And so I just spoke to him yesterday in his office, and then, you know, he understood the situation. It's actually,
we're all in your family.
Correct. It's a challenge. It's not I or you. It's we. So what we have to do is figure it out to run a proper, you know, this COVID, and then after that, just maybe one day we're going to laugh to each other. Oh, you remember the day we had
made it
through that? We made it through that and everything else, and the kids there with masks, and the masks, they're very funny in different color, shape, and form. Like I see the Hermes.
I have my Hermes mask with me. Yes.
And I saw a mask the other day walking, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be rude. They said fuck 2020.
Exactly.
No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Actually, they're selling it right now, and it's. I was going to buy it, but maybe it's too strong for the store.
Too strong.
Too strong.
Yeah,
too strong
the wives
for
are
the
going.
store.
That's
Yeah,
my very good friend.
walk away from that. Yes.
Ned, for like, my girlfriend does everything. He was actually FaceTime. But that's my point. Go back to the local economy. We really working together, and I think it's the same thing for you guys in Houston.
It is, and that's,
I don't feel like
yes.
But it's also like you know, we're talking about Italian, but Jen, she's fantastic because she really introduced a few years ago a different buying, which is more like an American buying, which is, I think, it's fantastic, and she's doing an amazing job because we need that to support everybody. For me now, what I see. I love fashion, really love fashion. I really love fashion. And to be, it's not about one country, or it's about what you like.
Connection, collaboration.
Correct. So
all
if
of
you
it
don't
is
do
about
that,
the
if you don't do that, like, I don't care about it. If she found this fantastic company,
It doesn't matter where they're from.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you. And it's not a big, again, China or Italy, because even we found fantastic local Chinese company producing, and they're fantastic. But also we found friends, family like us.
Well, I love this shirt because we
States.
are all about empowering women. Empowered women empower women. And I think these are great. You have great t-shirts, and I have to get one of these for Bella. These little Vail bracelets.
And those are the
Hematite. Hematite.
Yes.
Yes.
Hematite.
The jewel coming out again.
Yes. Thank you. But those have like healing powers, which is really fast.
Yes, and they're just fun swag. Great.
Now, is that a cash?
gift.
Is that a cash
But I
bag,
thought-
or is that a makeup bag?
I wish it was a cash bag.
Oh yes, happy anniversary.
Exactly.
Baby, yes,
Okay.
it's a cash bag.
And then I thought this was so funny.
Cash bag.
She's
I
so
like that.
phased that are just tell us what a bitch stick is.
So a bitch stick, a chapstick, they are not tinted. That's the most common question. But they're scented. But the proceeds benefit women's shelters. What I love about it is when people look at it, they're like, oh, I want to buy it as a gift. I'm like, you have to be careful who you give it to.
Exactly.
Because some
And
people
then-
might take it the wrong way.
And then I have to show this because, as I said earlier, we are supposed to be in Italy right now, and we're missing our friends, but we're so happy to be in Vail. And this La Dolce Vita, I think this is something, it's going to be my anniversary gift as well. But so we can't be traveling to Italy, but you can come to Colorado.
And
I
get a little spice, a little piece of Italy.
exactly,
We don't have a Parmigiano, but it's okay.
exactly.
You work
But
on that. Work
We
on that for
definitely have brought bottles of Prosecco in here, and we can convince them to have a glass with us on occasion. So we've run out of time today, but thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for more great adventures. We will be coming to you live on Monday for a Facebook Live. We're headed back to Houston, and next Thursday we'll be here for the podcast. And happy anniversary to us.
Happy
Happy
anniversary.
anniversary.
Yes, thank you. Seems like 15 seconds, and we're gonna leave it.
Ciao
Yes.
ragazzi.
Little cash bag.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.